Elon Musk Starlink is set to enter India, the world's second largest telecom market. For years, this market was dominated by two players, Jio and Airtel, both once seen as Starlink's biggest rivals. And here is the twist. These players are now teaming up together, which makes us wonder, is this a truce or the beginning of an even bigger battle in the Indian telecom market? And what does it mean for millions of Indians still struggling with unreliable internet? Stay tuned to Cut the Noise as we get you the answers to these questions. And don't forget to subscribe to Grip's channel for market insight. Starlink is a satellite network developed by SpaceX to provide low-cost internet to remote locations. Unlike regular broadband that uses cables, phone lines or mobile towers, Starlink uses satellites that beams internet directly from space. These are not just any satellites. These are low Earth orbit satellites, which basically means they fly much closer to Earth, just about 200 to 2000 kilometers. In contrast, traditional satellites orbit way higher, around 35,000 kilometers. Being closer to Earth means three things. Faster internet because there is less lag and delay. Second, more reliable connections. And third, you get internet literally anywhere in the world, even in the remotest places. But the question we all want to know is why Starlink's entry matters to India. India's internet reach is still limited. Only about 47% of Indians have stable access to internet, which leaves over 700 million people disconnected. And this penetration is limited to urban areas. Imagine standing in Siachen Glacier, where no fiber optic cable or mobile towers can reach. That's where Starlink could make a difference, bringing the internet to India's most remote corners and bridging the digital divide. This connectivity could open up new opportunities for business, education, and healthcare, driving economic growth in these regions. Starlink currently operates in more than 100 countries, and it had been eyeing India's market for years. After months of planning and behind-the-scenes challenges, it's finally entering the Indian market by joining hands with two telecom giants which were once seen as its biggest obstacles. As per reports, both Airtel and Reliance had been blocking Starlink's entry into India. Reliance Jio wanted satellite companies like Starlink to bid for spectrum, just like telecom companies do. On the other hand, Starlink pushed for administrative allocation, where the government directly assigns spectrum instead of auctioning it. Since most countries follow administrative allocation model, the Indian government chose to do the same, making it easier for Starlink to enter. Does that mean Starlink poses a threat to Indian telcos? By partnering with Jio and Airtel, Musk has turned potential rivals into allies. As per industry experts, there are two key reasons why Starlink won't be a threat to Jio and Airtel. Number one is Starlink mainly serves rural and remote areas, where laying fiber optic cables is too difficult or expensive. So this collaboration supports Jio and Airtel instead of competing with them. Plus, rural internet revenue is projected to make up only 6 to 10% of Jio and Airtel's earnings by 2030. The second big reason is Starlink's high cost. If you look at just the hardware, it costs anywhere between 25,000 to 35,000, and its monthly plans are estimated to be around 5,000 to 7,000. Extremely expensive for a price-sensitive market like India. If you look at India's average broadband cost, it ranges between 700 to 1500 per month. And let's not forget, SpaceX still needs government approvals before launching its operations in India. While Jio is partnering with Starlink today, it's also gearing up to launch its own satellite broadband services with Luxembourg-based SES. So is this collaboration just the beginning of a bigger rivalry? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the real winners will be the millions of Indians who finally get access to better connectivity. What do you think? Will Starlink reshape India's internet landscape or struggle to compete? Let us know in the comments.
Investments in debt securities, municipal debt securities, securitized debt instruments are subject to risks including delay and or default in payment. Read all the offer related documents carefully.